Imagine waking up in a country where you do not know how much your salary is really worth, where you are not sure if food will be available tomorrow, where checking prices online is impossible because the internet itself is a myth. Imagine living in a place where success is not measured by what you build or earn, but by how silent you remain and how well you obey. This is not science fiction. This is not a dystopian movie. This is the economic reality of North Korea, one of the strangest human experiments of the modern age, a nation that decided to isolate itself from the world and challenge the basic rules of markets, logic, and time, creating a closed system where more than 25 million people live inside an invisible cage. After the Korean War ended in 1953, the country was nothing but ruins, burned cities, destroyed factories, and families broken by loss. Out of this devastation emerged Kim Il-sung, promising something powerful and dangerous. We will depend on no one. We will build our own paradise, free from exploitation and inequality. This ideology was called Juche, meaning self-reliance, and from that moment, the state began constructing a system where it controlled everything: the farms, the factories, the banks, the stores, the jobs, and even the future of every citizen. In this system, you are not born economically free. You are born assigned. Schools shape your destiny, the party chooses your career, and even where you live is decided by administrative orders. Starting a private business is forbidden, changing jobs requires permission, and ambition outside the system is treated as betrayal. The economy is not a space for creativity, it is a tool for control. During the 1960s and 1970s, the experiment seemed successful. Factories operated, mines produced electricity, electricity flowed, and North Korea looked more developed than the South at the time. But this success was artificial. It was built on massive support from the Soviet Union and China, cheap oil, loans, machinery, and technical assistance. The country was surviving on invisible life support. Then, in the 1990s, everything collapsed. The Soviet Union fell, fuel stopped arriving, factories shut down, transportation froze, and the economy began to crumble silently, then violently. This led to one of the worst famines of the late 20th century, known officially as the Arduous March, but remembered by citizens as the years of hunger and death. Hundreds of thousands, possibly millions, died. People ate grass, tree bark, and animals. Children collapsed in classrooms. Elderly people disappeared from streets, and yet the government never admitted failure. In the middle of this disaster, something unexpected happened. People began to act on their own. Underground markets appeared in back alleys, empty lots, and abandoned buildings. Food was traded for clothes, medicine for cigarettes, rice for fuel. Women became the backbone of these illegal markets, called Jangmadang, and these markets saved millions of lives while quietly destroying the state's monopoly. Today, North Korea lives under a double economy, officially socialist, completely controlled, in reality driven by black markets and foreign currency. In Pyongyang, there are clean streets, modern buildings, secret luxury shops, imported cars, and modified smartphones for the elite. Outside the capital, there are broken roads, unstable electricity, dark homes, and chaotic markets that serve as the real lifeline. The national currency is so weak that people prefer Chinese yuan or US dollars, even inside the country. In 2009, the government attempted a currency reform that erased people's savings in days, causing silent outrage and forcing authorities to retreat without apology. The state no longer survives mainly through production, but through shadow activities, smuggling weapons, counterfeiting drugs, cybercrime, hacking banks and crypto platforms, and exporting forced labor abroad, while confiscating most wages. This is no longer a productive economy, it is a predatory one, built on risk and deception. China now controls over 90% of North Korea's foreign trade. It is the only lung the country breathes through. Without it, the system collapses, which is why the regime constantly plays a dangerous balancing game between defiance and dependence. For ordinary citizens, life is a daily calculation: how to get food, how to sell something secretly, how to hide foreign currency, how to bribe the right official at the right time. Government salaries are meaningless but necessary for legal survival. Real income comes from markets and connections. The elite live in another universe. Their children study abroad, invest through shell companies, drive luxury cars, and enjoy privileges, while propaganda insists everyone is equal. This contradiction is one of the secrets of social stability. Everyone knows the truth, but pretends not to see it. The economy is used as a weapon. Loyalty means better housing, better rations, better schools. Disobedience means hunger, exile, and forced labor. Economic pressure is more powerful than any missile. And yet the system survives because it does not aim for prosperity. It aims for endurance, minimum food, minimum hope, minimum stability, enough to keep people busy surviving instead of thinking rebellion is prevented not by comfort but by exhaustion. North Korea today is not just a poor country, it is a living experiment of what happens when ideology becomes a prison, when fear becomes currency, and when human lives are managed like administrative files. People exist between secret markets and public propaganda, between real hunger and forbidden dreams. When you look at this economy, you do not see statistics. You see a mother bargaining for rice, a child working instead of studying, a young man risking his life to cross a river, and an official smiling on television while his country suffocates in silence. This is not just the story of a distant nation. It is a warning to the world of what happens when minds are closed before borders, when loyalty matters more than competence, when fear replaces freedom and obedience replaces ambition. Hunger can be endured, but a prison for the human spirit is never forgotten.